Hi, I'm Giangelis Munoz,
And I'm Hajar Benkabo.
and today we'll be doing 11 QAs for Journal of Aging and Health magazine.
And we're here to talk to those students who are interested in the medical field but don't know what exact profession they want. There's a lot out there. You just got to do your research. And we help to direct you to find what profession fits you best.
And in this bowl, we do have 11 questions that are most commonly asked to us, so we're just going to go ahead and take a couple minutes out of our day to answer some of those for you.
All right. With your experience in your field, what skills are most important to have? So the number one that I'm going to keep stressing is communication. Communication skills is very important because, especially in my field, you need to be able to communicate with the patients so they get to better understand what they need to do to help themselves feel better. Not only that, but you need good leadership and analytical skills. You have to be able to push yourself forward to keep moving on. You can't just give up at the end. You need to be. Nobody's gonna come and help you. You have to do that yourself. So good leadership skills, analytical skills, and self-confidence. You also need compassion for your career. If you don't have compassion, you're not going to feel driven to finish your profession.
To me, like she mentioned, I do believe that communication is the biggest part. This is the medical field, so there is no room, no time to mess around or make any mistakes. These actually have people on the line. No matter the smallest thing, even if it goes from lip injections to just a checkup at the doctor, all this really does matter and come down to it. Another skill that I believe is just to be able to focus, not get off track, always stay in the same path and be determined to finish that up. Based off your purpose, how does this connect to your career? So, my purpose is to make sure that others don't go through what I struggle with, meaning that when I was younger, I did have a lot of acne and I was self conscious about it. I always thought I looked like a pepperoni face and I just wasn't comfortable with myself. So people come to me now to fix their appearance, and I'm gladly to help them because it's boosting their self confidence, it's making them feel better.
So my purpose is to contribute in helping people become more happy and confident, and this will lead to a healthy lifestyle. So I feel like my purpose does contribute to my goal because with living happily and confident by yourself can motivate you to also live a healthy lifestyle. Being healthy does help someone feel more confident and comfortable with their body. How did you get to where you are now, and what steps did you take? So for me, after my college and university, I did attend an internship program in Orlando, Florida, at a hospital. So with that internship, I really gained a lot of experience. So I got to really look into the life as an actual physician. So this internship program helped me gain more experience, and this helped me move forward to become a physician assistant because the medical field is very competitive. So with the experience that you get from the internship, it'll put you like ahead of everybody else.
Yeah. So for me, the most important thing when I was in the Bridges to Success program at Valencia, I did want to leave at one point. I just thought it was too much. But they did talk to me, and I did find out, this is a very competitive field. They're going to look at all those things community service, they're going to look at how many hours you put into school, they look at everything. So,
And that learning support that we used to do.
yeah,
Remember that?
yeah, it's a lot, but I mean, it all pays off at the end. As of right now, I'm still not practicing. She is a little bit ahead than me. Yeah, I mean, I am in my first year of interning. I am a cosmetic dermatologist assistant in Miami, Florida, as of right now. I still have 2 years of interning left and 3 years of residency until I start practicing. Yeah, with time, it's gonna pass by fast. How much on average did your degrees cost you?
I think I'll answer this one first. So for when I went to Valencia for 1 year, it cost me about 1,984, and my books and supplies they cost about 1,266. And these two together, I think it averaged out to $7,127 for the 2 years of Valencia. But when I did transfer to UCF, my 2 years for my bachelor's cost me 25,472, and on average for my master's, it cost 12,736. Now, after I finished my college and university, I moved on to my PA program that I recently just finished. And this PA program consists of 2 years. First year, 15 months of you do laboratory and classroom tests. And then the second year is 12 months, and that's when you actually go to hospitals and do clinical rotations. So these 2 years cost me about $65,564. And then my application fee cost $100. The license fee costs $205, and to take the PANCE exam, that's a test you have to take to become a physician assistant, it cost me about $475.
So all the numbers right
It
there, guys.
really is.
It is.
Lot of zeros.
So the same thing with us. We both went to Valencia, so that is the same price you would pay if you're paying out of pocket or have BASFA. In our case, we did have our tuition and books paid off from the Bridges to Success program. Unfortunately for me, since I did not receive BASFA, I did have to pay out of pocket every semester for my classes, and as long as I met the requirements of the program, I was reimbursed. When I transferred over to FIU, every academic year beforehand, back then was $4,700. So add those two up. For the 2 years I was there, I spent $9,400 just only on tuition. For housing, it was $10,000 every academic year. So like I said, add that up, $20,000 you're spending just on housing itself with dorm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. For books, it was $1,600 every academic year, and just for like little side money for extra spending, it was $4,600. So for the 2 years, added all those up together, it would be $23,000 you would spend on average. I'd spend to get my bachelor's. That's just the beginning. Then you go to medical school. So I went to go get my MD degree at University of Miami, where for tuition itself was $45,000. Books were cheaper than the university. They were just around $1,000, but either way, tuition is just expensive. For a room, it was $14,000, and for transportation, it was $2,100. So I did have my own car, so I probably spent just around an average around that price or a little bit less. The total to complete my MD degree for all 4 years was $75,000. Yeah,
that's crazy. Getting an education is really important. I mean,
expensive. Yeah, it's
important too, but expensive. What was your living situation through college? So I lived with my parents, and when I went to my associates for Valencia, and then I also still live with my parents in my bachelor's degree. But after that, I moved into the apartment in Orlando, Florida. I found a cheap apartment. I currently still live there. That's when I was doing my master's and up to my PA program that I just finished. So basically, I saved a lot of money just living with my parents when I first started college.
For me, I did live with my parents the first 2 years at Valencia Community College. When I transferred over to FIU, I did get my own place, so I did not have to worry about the room and board. I figured with the room and board, I just used that money towards an apartment and split it with somebody. I did share an apartment with a couple roommates until I was halfway through medical school.
Mhm.
I was able to then get a job and be able to own my own place, which I do as of right now. Miami's expensive, everybody. It's not cheap. What is your career field? So I am specifically a cosmetic dermatologist. You can just be a regular dermatologist, but they do have two different categories to break that into. For me specifically, I am a medical doctor. I just have a little bit more training for dermatology in order to assist with skin conditions cosmetically. So meaning I do Botox, liposuction, lip injections, chemical peels, just anything that has to do with the physical appearance.
And for me, I'm also in the medical field, just like Gigi, and my career field is a physician assistant. So basically, we're like a physician, but the only thing we cannot do is give out medicine, but we are allowed to prescribe medicine. So besides prescribing medicine, I order tests and I take the patient's medical history. And just not only that, but I also counsel the patients on the different treatment routes they can take. I do the physical exams, and like I said, I write the patient's prescriptions, and they can go ahead and go to an actual physician where they can get it picked up. What college or university did you attend? We mentioned a lot of times earlier,
but just to make it more clear,
we both attended Valencia College for our first 2 years, and then we kind of went our separate ways. I went to the University of Central Florida in Orlando, Florida, and then after that, I went to the NSU program, and that was also in Orlando, Florida. That was the physician assistant program that I attended.
For me, like we said, Valencia Community College, first 2 years. My last 2 years to finish off my bachelor's was at FIU, Florida International University in Miami, Florida. 30 minutes away from that, I went to medical school at the University of Miami, which was another 4 years. So those are the 3 schools I went to. What are some of your interests and strengths, and how does this connect to your purpose? So I would say my strengths, I I'm very positive. I always like to have a positive environment, nothing negative. I feel like it just pushes you for the better. Another one I would say is I always like to set new higher goals. I never like to stay. I always like to challenge myself.
Mhm.
And for my interests, I would say I am realistic, meaning I am more down to earth. I'm just a little bit more practical, and also enterprising, meaning I am ambitious and competitive. I'm just a little bit competitive. I don't try to make it an everyday thing.
Yeah,
I don't focus so much on it. But this field is competitive, so you guys can't just expect it to fall in your lap. There's a lot of people who want your position.
exactly. And for me, for my strengths, I feel like the top one was an includer. I love to include everyone and I accept everyone for who they are. Like, let's say I see someone who just left out from a group of people, I would go and talk to them because I want to form those type of relationships with different people. And some of my interns, I think we took that assessment, my pen assessment.
Yeah,
It was a long time ago.
Clifton Strengths too.
Yes, that one
Yeah.
too. In our SLS class, I believe freshman year. So with that, I found out that I am an investigative. So I'm a very open-minded person. I love to learn new things. I can't just go on my life just having a closed mind and not being able to expand my knowledge. I'm also a social and an extrovert. I like to talk to different people, like talk to a lot of people, being in groups, and I feel like these really connect to my purpose because forming that trustful relationship with people, being nice to them, and being kind can really contribute in helping people live a happy life and also feel confident about themselves and know that they're not lonely out there.
What degrees did you earn? So I earned my AA, my associates at Valencia Community College. I received my bachelor's in biochemistry from Florida International University, and I got my MD degree at the University of Miami.
Same for me. I got my associate's degree in Valencia College and then I moved on to UCF. I got my bachelor's and also decided to get my master's to become a PA. So then after that, I just currently finished my PA program, but I need to go and take my PANCE exam so I can get my license.
You had to go.
Next question. While attending Valencia, what resources did you find most helpful?
Library, guys.
Oh my God,
The library
yes.
is everything. They have study rooms, they have quiet rooms, they have computers, they have everything there.
And especially the math people too, like especially like in our field of STEM meta major, like you have a lot of math classes. So if you go to the math people, like I did, I got a lot of help from the tutors. They have computers that you can work here. And the tutors are always walking around asking if you need help.
Always. Even if you look like you have it down, they just
Mhm.
always ask you and make sure you're okay.
They want you to come to them. And also not just for education, like also I went to the library a lot because I know I won't be able to study home. So I went to the library. And also I was at the answer center. I talked to the advisors about my FAFSA and requirements to get my degree is on track.
So that is all today. We answered all 11 questions, guys.
Yes, and if you ever need to reach us, our information is down below. Ask us any questions.
You can email us, call us. Thank you, Journal of Aging and Health magazine, for interviewing us. Bye.